leaving Port Moselle Harbour and heading out into the lagoon. Very soon we'll turn to port and head to the southeast down towards the Wooden Canal. Just making our way under the motor. It's super calm this morning. So there's a bit of wind forecast to fill in behind us soon, so it'll be nice, we can get the sails going. So our first mark is just out here. We're going to leave that to port and then we're going to head off down that way around the corner. This is Nouméa city, parts of it. This is South Nouméa.
And we were off. The plan was simple: sail to Pony Bay, then Yaté, and head off to the Loyalty Islands. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen.
The thing I've learnt in this life, things often don't go to plan and you can't afford to get attached to plans.
But it's all part of the adventure, and this one had us crossing the Notorious Havannah Pass, a narrow stretch of fast-moving water known for its strong currents, not once, but twice in 2 days.
This is such a wild place.
But let's get back to the video, cross the Havannah Pass and sail to Yaté.
So the sun's just coming up. We've had such a peaceful night in our anchorage. The thing we noticed about this anchorage is when there's no sound on the boat and there's no birds and things, particularly at night, it's just silent, actual silence. It's really noticeable. So it was really interesting just lying there listening to actual silence. So anyway, we're going to lift the anchor soon. It's just past 7 AM. We'll be getting underway by 8. Today we're going to head out through the Havannah Pass, a bit of a notorious piece of water in New Gal. But we'll be good going through there, and then we're going to head up to an anchorage on the east coast of New Caledonia inside the lagoon and stage ourselves there to head over to the Loyalty Islands over here, which is the northernmost island. So should be a nice day. We've got about 30 miles to cover today, so we'll be getting going soon. We'll show you what it's like. So we're just heading out of Pony Bay and we're about to turn to port along the southern coastline of the main island of New Caledonia. The idea is to get to the Havannah Pass. There is no such thing as slack water according to the cruising guide, but hit it at the very start of the outgoing tide, within the first hour of outgoing, and hopefully then we'll get sucked out with the water and then we'll turn to port and head up the east coast of New Caledonia. So it's going to be a little trip along the south coast, and I'll show you how the Havannah Pass is looking this morning.
Change is constant, learning to flow. All the unknown, lemons thrown. May look different from what you've dreamed.
So we're just approaching the Havannah Pass now, and we've got about a knot of tide against us. So we're managing about 5 knots over ground, and we're a couple of miles from where, when we were coming in, we had to take the autopilot off and hand steer because the boat was veering off course because of the turbulence in the water and things. So we're doing well, it's lovely out, and we'll be in the pass soon. So I'll give you a bit of a better idea of where we're going today. It's just on a chart plotter, and this is the southern coast of New Caledonia, main island, and we're here. This is our course. We're going out the Havannah Passage at the moment, and then we're going to turn to the north. We're going to come up to where it says Yaté in this anchorage here, which is near the Blue River Park. So just coming out of the Havannah Pass. On Navionics shows shipping lanes. So at the moment we're coming through the pass, we're following the track that we followed when we came in, and then we're going to turn to the north and come up this shipping lane here, and then up through and sort of inside the reef. There's a submerged coral reef here, but we'll be inside that, up into the anchorage, which is in here. So it looks like the Havannah Pass is going to be kind to us today. we're in the area where we had to hand steer last time, which is a spot that I've just been keeping an eye on, thinking that if it was going to be a bit adverse, that's probably where it would be. But we've just got a probably half a metre swell. It's got a period of about 10 seconds, quite gentle, just straight on the nose, obviously coming in from the ocean. And we've got about a quarter of a knot against us at this point. So the sea's calm, flat, there's a little bit of wind chop, because there's about 13 knots of wind. But that's all good. I won't speak too soon, but it's looking pretty good. So about 0.8 of a mile, and we're going to turn to port, and we're going to start heading up the eastern coast of New Caledonia. So the Havannah Pass was all good, and we're about to put in some turns to port and start heading north up along the coastline.
It's your choice which way you go. What if happy can be built? Turning into all that's good.
So we've had a pretty good run up the coast, and we're about 4 miles from the anchorage. So we're just sort of motor sailing upwind, and we'll line up. There's a leading line on navionics to take us into the anchorage, and then there's lateral markers. There's 2 anchorages, one outer one, one inner. I don't think we'll try the inner one because there's a very narrow channel and it doesn't seem necessary to tackle that. And the holding's very good in the outer one and shelter, so I think we'll be fine. So yep, we'll see how we go. So there's some leading marks for the entry into the bay, and so there's a white speck visible on the hill. It's too far away really for me to show you. And then there's a triangular structure just above the shoreline, and so I'm just bringing those, so the white specks above the triangular structure, and should line up with the leading line on navionics. So we have that black thing, and then you can see the purple line, and guide us into the bay safely through the reef. So we're almost ready to make a turn. A few more, maybe another minute, and then we'll turn to port and line up, and we'll just go in easy. There's a bit of a swell running, possibly towards the mouth of the bay, so we're just going to have to see how that is once we get a bit closer. But I'm not expecting a problem, but we'll just see how it is. So we're just coming through the channel now. We've got a shelter from the reef. It's on low tide, so there's a lot of reef exposed, and the sea state's just eased completely now. It's quite rolly coming in, but we're good. We've still got the leading marks lined up. We've got it coming between a couple of lateral markers, and so we're entering now. It's all good.
Tucked into the mouth of the Yaté River, this anchorage felt like another world, surrounded by lush tropical forest and the deep greens of New Caledonia's wild east coast. We dropped anchor in calm, shallow water, protected by reefs and embraced by nature. From above, you can really see how remote and untouched this part of the island is. No marinas, no towns, just small villages, forested hills, and the quiet rhythm of the river meeting the sea. This was our first time on the east coast, and Yaté welcomed us with stillness, solitude, and the kind of anchorage that reminds us why we sail.
So it's the next day, and it's one thing I've learned in this life: things often don't go to plan, and you can't afford to get attached to plans. Our friend's buddy boat has a technical issue with their navigation and their network on board. They're needing to return to have a technician look at it. So we're helping them out and coming with them back to at least Prony, and from which it's an easier leg. So yeah, it's what we do, we look after each other, and it's what we're doing right now. So sort of the unfortunate thing is we timed to be here, so we'd have a downwind run to the Loyalties, but of course now we're heading in the opposite direction, so we're beating upwind, motor sailing, and about 21 knots of wind. So the apparent speed's up around 26 knots at the moment. So we're just reefed because we're coming around a point, and the wind's accelerating around it. Same old story. But yeah, we'll be at Prony this evening, and they've invited us over for dinner, so that's really lovely. And yep, it's just how it goes. So we're just coming up to the Havannah Pass now, and we're about a mile off it. I can see white water right across, but the wind's good. The wind is 12 knots, and we are approaching what in theory should be slack tide, but there is no such thing apparently. So we're going to go a bit closer. We've just called our other boat, and we're also just going to go and investigate. If it's too nasty, we'll just turn around. But sooner or later we just have to go and have a look and see what it's like. So we just shook the reef out, and we're going to be on approach now. See, but it's actually not far ahead of us. Actually, it's probably a quarter of a mile to these little white caps. So we'll go see what it looks like. So we're just coming in now. You probably can't see it, but it's kind of gets a welly look, and then there's a few white caps. There's a swell coming through as well. I think at this stage we'll just carry on. We'll just watch it closely. This is such a wild place. So we're going to follow our track from when we came through, and there's a snotty bit of white water. We're going to go into the centre of the channel, beyond it, and then turn, I think. But it looks pretty amazing out here right now. Yeah, I think we're okay, because I think I can see beyond any white water out there. So we'll keep going straight. All the shit's to our right, and we're going to go around it, make a turn, and head towards Prony. We're good. We're good. See how the white water's out to our right? We're going to go around it. Because there's a shoal there that's about 8 metres deep. Yeah, 6 metres. So that's why it's so shitty. We're all good. It's our buddy boat. Right there. We are good. So I've just made a turn through between the white water. There's a path through, we're up the revs, 2000 revs. We're doing 4.8 and we've got 6 knots through the water, so we've got a couple of knots against us. And I'm just having to hand steer because it's snaky. We've got about 2 knots of tide against us. Vic's just cracking a Coke, so it can't be that stressful. But yeah, I think we're going to be alright here. We are a few minutes after what should be slack water, and our course is, there's obviously water still pouring out because our course is getting pushed a bit out to sea, but not badly. And I can see that it's rough and shallows, so we're going to clear that. I can see a path through where there's no white water really, so just inch our way. We could turn around at any moment and just have a broad reach out. We've got the full main up, so if anything happens or we need to back out, we've got that option of running back to where we came. So that's it for Havannah Pass. It was quite lively. We did 3.3 knots against us. That's meant to be in slack water, so that gives you an idea. Pretty wild spot. But doing almost 4 knots over ground again now. 4 knots over ground, and the pilot's managing to keep us across. There's a lot of white water behind us, but we're good. So that's it for the Havannah passage for now, but we will be back to come to Vanuatu and to come through here. So we should have a sailing equal and we can get going to Prony now. they've got their genoa out. So we're doing well. We're just doing a bit of hand steering because the hydrovane we were just meandering a little bit too much, but the reef is beside us. So yeah, we're managing to sail along, and got about an hour of daylight left. Pick up the mooring soon. So watch the space. Okay. So we're just making our way into Pony Bay. It's 5:30, so the sunset's just occurred, and we're going to go pick up the mooring. Probably won't show you that because it'll be pitch black, but yeah, we've done well. It's nice to be back in familiar ground and to know our friends are all sorted as well. It's really important. So all good. It's been a really good day out. The weather was a lot better than what we were expecting. We were expecting a bit of a hard sail upwind, but we are motoring now because the wind's dropped to 8 knots, but we had a really good sail, close haul, but nice sailing. We're all happy aboard. So we better turn into the bay and pick up this mooring soon.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy our videos, please consider subscribing, giving us a thumbs up and sharing with those who you think will enjoy it too. A massive thank you to our Patreons for your support. It means a lot to us.